want to make money. Let's figure something else out. And I hate it.
Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
Who do you got?
You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size.
When you see this fight, do you see like Tank just having his way with Jake? Like given like no?
No, I'm telling you, this is what I tell Tank. And Tank said it in the interview. I said, Tank, y'all go in there doing y'all thing. Woo, woo, woo.
Dana White didn't hold back when addressing the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Tank Davis matchup, calling the entire event absurd. He slammed the idea that Paul could face someone of Davis's caliber under what he described as weird, uneven terms. White argued the rules were stacked to favor Paul, turning what should have been a sporting event into a spectacle.
Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby gloves. This fight will be in 12. Tank might be too small. Oh, so Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach.
Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. What do you think?
Exhibition though, can he win?
Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges.
So he can actually still win and knock him out.
But here's the trick. It's body punches only.
And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall?
At Jake Paul's belly.
Oof.
So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved.
What?
The confirmed rules for Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis reveal it's an exhibition bout, meaning neither fighter's record will be affected. They'll go 10 3-minute rounds, both weighing in at a maximum of 195 pounds, using heavier 12-ounce gloves. 3 official judges will score the contest, and a winner will be declared if it goes the distance.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a victor, because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds, and when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves. Sitting ringside will be 3 commission-approved world-class professional judges that will score every round to ensure there's a decisive outcome for the fight if it goes the distance. And both men are enrolled in the highest level of testing with USADA. So Tank, Jake, thank you for doing this. Thank you for giving boxing another massive moment, headlined by yourselves, featuring multiple world title fights.
Boxing insiders are questioning the glove setup for the fight, with Davis's trainer Calvin Ford voicing concern. Davis, normally a lightweight, will have to wear 12 ounces gloves, far heavier than his standard 8 ounces pair, against a much larger opponent. Ford believes this puts his fighter at a clear disadvantage.
Actually, when I heard about the fight, they called me and said, what you thought about the fight? I said, the fight doable. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched Tanky for years, and I watched other young men in gyms, you know, deal with big guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's big. To me, it's like Jake having his first open fights. If anybody know about the amateurs going open, then you go pro. So, you know, he's going to fight a guy that does have skills. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there, because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his hounds. They was, no, we don't want to do no mismatch. It's supposed to be an expedition. What, you know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know. So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight, you know.
The weight, how's that gonna work out? Like,
Well, they got him at 190, 195. I thought it was gonna be 190. So they gave him 5. So again, they keep giving, you know. I ain't worrying about the weight, you know what I'm saying? We got to deal with it. We taking the fight. We signed the contract. We're gonna make it do what it do, you know.
how much do you think he's gonna weigh like the night of the fight? Like, yeah, and both. Like, is there anything in place where like Jake can't weigh more than like?
On how he handled himself through camp. Camp is the most important thing because if you have a good camp, you're gonna have a great fight. So my thing is just making sure the camp is good. We're doing all the necessary things, dealing with the weight, the gloves and all that stuff.
Ford has proposed a fairer setup. Davis should fight in his usual 8-ounce gloves, while Paul, being the heavier man, uses 10 ounces. He argues this adjustment would help balance the playing field.
The fight, I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where the 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10 and he had 8? Already he giving up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting on this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
so what do you want? 10 ounce? 8 ounce? What do we
Well,
want?
if he the one said that, I'm gonna go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No,
and
it's
I
not.
on God. Perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10 ounces?
It don't matter to me. It don't
Perfect.
matter.
It doesn't matter to him. So
It don't
back to
matter.
what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
You just
Thank
made
you for
something
the-
It don't
clear to
matter.
me. You just made something clear to me because I didn't know. Because you fight in 10s, he fight in 8s.
Yeah, your
You
guys'
understand what I'm saying?
side.
So I'm like
I
12
can
ounces. He's
show the
giving up
emails and the screenshots.
I
You
get
guys
that.
asked for 12 ounces.
It's part of negotiation. I get it.
No, let's do it. 10 ounces, 8. Let's do it. That's great. That's going to make it more exciting for the fans. Thank God. I wanted 10s really.
Dana White further criticized Jake Paul's matchmaking strategy, accusing him of consistently fighting smaller or less experienced opponents. He said Paul should face fighters his own size, reminding fans that when Paul fought someone comparable, he struggled. White emphasized that while Davis is more skilled and powerful, the massive size gap limits his knockout chances.
Like when Who do you got? You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size. You know what I mean?
Straight up ignored.
When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive fucking dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm gonna hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a fucking bomb of an overhand right one time. And you fucking ate it. You ate that punch.
Logan's like proud of it. He's like, yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I ate that punch from a 140-pounder. You're damn right, dude. Now, granted, it's Floyd Mayweather, but you're still 200 pounds, dog. You know what I mean? This is why, and I agree with Dana on this, this is why the Gervonta fight makes no sense to me. Because even, yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power Gervonta had, but even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out. So what are we even doing? Where's the idea of this gonna, where's the idea that Gervonta's even gonna hurt him? He may hurt him to the body, you know, whatever. Jake doesn't want to throw as much, but I don't see him one punch knocking Jake out. And, you know, the same thing was kind of said with Logan. Like, okay, Floyd probably won't knock him out, but probably going to outbox him. I get where Dana's coming from. These things are not meant to be competitive fights. They're meant to make money and to, I guess, scratch that itch of the circus mystery unknown.
And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than fucking Floyd, but he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, you know, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals, and when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, you know, that's just, at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having
Reports suggest Gervonta Davis has been bulking up during training, now walking around near 160 pounds, well above his usual 135 pounds fighting weight. The move brings him closer to the 195 pounds catch weight, reducing Paul's advantage. The extra mass could help Davis absorb punches better and increase his power output, hinting at a more dangerous and durable version of Tank come fight night.
That Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160.
Most boxing experts predict Jake Paul is in for a harsh reality check. They note that while Paul continues to develop, Davis's elite experience, timing, and precision make him a different beast entirely. With superior ring IQ and deadly accuracy, one clean shot from Davis could instantly shift the fight, especially against Paul's still raw defense and predictable reactions.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all wanna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level, and it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilaquiles.
Teddy Atlas praised Davis as one of boxing's most complete fighters, highlighting his patience, tactical brilliance, and devastating counterpunching. Atlas said Davis doesn't rely solely on power, he thinks, sets traps, and controls distance with veteran precision. He believes those attributes give Tank every tool he needs to dismantle a developing fighter like Paul.
World champion boxer, that the only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's, Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, you know, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a 2-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, you know, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound-for-pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news? Jake Paul, Tank Davis.
But, you know, and I'm smiling a little. But, back in the day, you know, I loved the 1800s, 1700s, you know, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I loved the old-time fighters that were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be compared with this because he's so special. But, I mean, where Sam Langford beat heavyweights. He fought from lightweight to heavyweight and beat heavyweights. I mean, back in the day when you had a lot of great fighters fighting each other in catchweights, you did have some smaller guys fight bigger guys. You know, I mean, and you had them. You had success in spots. So I'm half with tongue in cheek, but I'm half serious because I've been in the boxing business.
Analyst Luke Thomas, however, raised concerns about Davis's apparent lack of enthusiasm during promotional events, noting his detached demeanor. Thomas warned that if Davis underestimates Paul's motivation, it could backfire, especially against a hungry opponent with something to prove.
Due to taking I can't even remember if one on his record at this point or not, but whatever, the Francis Ngannou boxing match, and he won it by the skin of his teeth and moved on. But there was a delay as a consequence to make that. Now that ended up being a little bit intriguing because of how well Francis did. But you know, this is not the first time major boxing has been interrupted in that way. However, at least both of them are heavyweights. Like this is gerrymandered weight classes or whatever the fuck they're doing to get around it. It's an exhibition, you know, they're using big ass gloves, like it's a whole thing. So in that sense, it's a little bit different. It's not different in the sense of a boxer in his.
Former champion Carl Froch echoed those safety concerns, stressing that Paul's size and power could seriously endanger Davis, who's unaccustomed to taking shots from someone that heavy. Froch labeled the fight a freak show, questioning its legitimacy and hinting at a dangerous mismatch with roughly a 65-pound difference between the fighters.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in. I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. Got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see.
Comedian and commentator Aries Spears took a blunt stance, calling the fight a circus, yet still predicting a Davis knockout within 3 rounds. He acknowledged the event's theatrical nature but admitted that once the gloves are on, Davis's precision and finishing power could end things fast. Spears summed it up best: it's entertainment coated in real danger.
This is such a circus. Yeah. Look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored -240, Jake Paul's +190. So more than twice the odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fighter.
I'm predicting a 3rd round knockout.
Ooh.
Third
round knockout.
He's out of there. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke, that fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather.
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. As a boxing fan, to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
I don't know if the rumor's true, but I heard Floyd was talking about coming out of retirement to fight Crawford. Now that's got some panache to it.
That'd be interesting.
It
but
would be.
I think Floyd will end up taking a loss.
Finally.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think he'd mess up that record.
Yeah, and I would respect him for it because we know how much he's tried to protect the record. Take the risk. This is what great fighters are supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's interesting because people were saying that Terrence Crawford should retire because he's, what, 43-0 at this point?
Okay.
He's like 37 years old. I personally don't
think But he still got the goods, though.
Oh, he's got the goods.
Yeah, he's still got the goods.
Because Canelo was a monster. Had been dominating for a while.
Right.
And like he'd only had 2 losses, one of which was Mayweather, very early in his career. But this whole like Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis thing, just like, because Gervonta was supposed to fight Roach. There was supposed to be a rematch because it was, I believe, a draw last time.
Yeah.
So you go and fight Jake Paul instead? I'm sure it's a much bigger bag. I'm sure it's a much bigger bag.
And clearly that's what it's about. It's the bag, you know?
Yeah. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have Denzel Washington fight somebody. Like, you know, they're going to start putting like old men. I mean, they're already putting old men in the ring.
As long as before the fight, Denzel looks at his watch and goes, 16 seconds. I'm with it.
Do you see this fight as a legitimate contest or just a spectacle built for hype and entertainment? Drop your thoughts below.